Welcome to 616 Entertainment's WWE Raw Talks. What we do on the show is we sit down, that's my self name of Ian, and the artist formerly known as Mike Charles. We take WWE's flagship program, which is Monday Night Raw. We talk it out segment by segment. We do a little review for you. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get into it.
1, 2, 3.
We're going to be giving away this Hulk Hogan defining moments figure. Stick around to the end for the details. Yeah.
I don't even know the details.
That's a hook. You know what I'm saying? We opened up with, like every other Raw, Triple H and Stephanie doing a promo.
Yeah.
First thing I wrote down is Botox.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon's looking different.
A little bit.
In this region right here.
Very, it almost looked like her skin was a different shade on her face.
Well, it probably was with a lot of makeup. But a lot of times, and I said this while we were watching it, Botox a lot of times causes monster face.
Mm-hmm.
You get those weird cheeks and like you kind of look like you're made of plastic and you can't do much of your face. She looks fucking great.
She
always looks great. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying she didn't overdo it, you know?
No.
She didn't need it in the first place. Stephanie's been hot as fuck for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But she felt like doing it, she did it, and she looks amazing. You know what I'm saying?
More power to her.
I ain't hating.
Just don't go crazy with it.
Yeah, I ain't hating on stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wrote down keep this Roman around.
Yes.
The one he's real low, he's pissed off because they're trying to take something from him. I earned my shot at WrestleMania, now you're trying to take it from me.
Yeah.
You know, fuck that, basically. He did. I was like, I'm just waiting for him to make a joke about fucking cereal or candy bars. And he didn't do it.
I know.
And he didn't do it all night.
Nope.
I like this Roman.
I do too. And I think it seems like the folks like him too.
I didn't hear a whole lot of boos.
No,
I'm not sure where they were tonight.
Somewhere was cheers.
Somewhere Seahawk friendly, it seemed, because they kept rubbing in the Patriots.
They were in Denver.
Were they?
Yeah.
Well, the Patriots beat the Broncos.
I guess. Yeah.
So,
well, everyone hates the Patriots, so
I don't hate the Patriots.
No, but
I don't give enough of a shit
America
to hate them.
Does that aren't.
Because a lot of America's losers, and they see a team that's really good, has a lot of championships, and they're like, we're not good at anything. Fuck those guys.
Well, and they cheat, but
yeah, well, prove it. I don't know what I just wrote here. Does Roman cheat at Fastlane?
Ooh.
We've seen this Roman now. Spoilers for the end of the night. Daniel Bryan beat Seth Rollins in the main event. So we're going to get, that's what they said in this promo. Bryan versus Seth, the winner faces Roman at Fastlane.
Right.
Probably should have covered that, but
we didn't really cover what happened in the beginning at all.
Whatever. We're already past it. We spoiled the whole show. Roman is in this state of, okay, you guys are going to boo me? Fuck you. The authority, you're going to try to take away from me what I earned? Fuck you. So he didn't so much as help Bryan tonight as he did fuck over Seth.
Right.
Because that's what he was concerned with. So now he's going to face a guy at Fastlane in Daniel Bryan who's going to bring it. And Bryan said tonight he's going to beat Roman for the fans.
Yeah.
Like Bryan put it out there. You guys don't like him. You guys like me. And because I like you the way you like me, I'm going to do this for you. So do we get a frustrated Roman at Fastlane who can't beat Daniel Bryan? Who, when the ref takes a bump, because that'll happen, Roman's like, no one's taking my shot. Good guy, bad guy, authority, fans. I'll murder this guy if I have to.
Yeah. That
would be intriguing.
Dude, it would be, and I love that it's Roman versus Bryan.
Yes.
Like, because they're both baby faces right now, and I just... It
Roman's
doesn't always...
kind of teetering right now.
He is, but before the Rumble, was what they were pushing him for. And I always feel like it doesn't always have to be face versus heel all the time.
I agree.
It can be more interesting. One thing I wrote down about this note, we kind of skipped past it, but Seth came out and then they immediately went to commercial.
Yeah, what?
And I was wondering, what are they doing in the meantime? Like what are the live?
They're standing in the ring, probably
just mugging each other.
No, they're saying stuff to give. Triple H has got a wealth of experience. He's probably out there entertaining.
Yeah.
When they came back, Seth goes, "Live TV, huh?" Which tells me he probably wasn't supposed to come out. The guy who turned his music on, Seth was probably going, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
I come out after the commercial. Like there's a famous clip online. I think it was in one of the Botchamanias where Triple H was having a feud with the Big Show, and he's like, and this is what happened last week, and they played something from a month ago, and they come back and Triple H is leaning on the ropes like, that's not the clip I thought we were gonna play. But it's live TV. I'll wing it.
That's awesome.
It happens once in a while. So from here, Stephanie is like, "Don't go anywhere, asshole. You're up next." And I go, "He's gonna face the bit," and then well, it's a big show. First thing I wrote down is again.
I said Big Roman versus Big Show again. Ugh.
This is why no one watches SmackDown.
Yeah.
We watched SmackDown and we covered it, which you can watch on the channel. Go back. No one watches fucking SmackDown because it's a recap show of Raw.
Right.
So not only is it a recap show of Raw, but sometimes it's a future-telling show of Raw. You're going to keep getting the same match. A new wrinkle with Big Show winning. You know?
Yeah.
They're putting Roman's back against the wall or trying to show like he is in danger of losing his spot.
He's not unbeatable.
No. And again, this is like what I said about, I don't remember who I said this about, but it was about someone who has been I think it was about Daniel Bryan when he got beat by Kane.
Right.
On the first episode we did of this, January 19th Raw. I said, I'm okay with Bryan losing because you need to be able to lose.
Yeah.
You can't, I don't want to keep repeating what I said, but Roman losing, you know, it's going to happen. You're going to lose. You're not like a UFC fighter.
Right.
Like, oh, he went 16-0. Yeah, he fights 3 times a year.
Right.
You know, when you wrestle every week, you're going to lose sometimes.
Multiple times a week.
And if you don't, you're going to get boring. Right. Like JC. John Cena.
Oh, I thought you meant Jesus Christ.
Well, he lost once.
But he got him in the end.
Well, you know, he defies the odds. Yeah. You know, Jesus and The Undertaker are pretty similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
We cut to Triple H and Stephanie backstage. Were we done covering that match?
Yeah, I think
they didn't do much.
No, it was pretty short.
Triple H and Stephanie are backstage, like, we don't even have the right to take Roman's match away. And then Stephanie says something about Triple H being on the podcast. Like, are you worried about the questions he'll ask you? And H is like, I'll manipulate Austin the same way I manipulated these people.
Right.
They're marketing this podcast as there's no strings attached. Obviously, the Vince McMahon one was a total shoot.
Right.
Everything was off the books, pull the curtain back. And the first time they mentioned the podcast on Raw, Triple H is making you think it's going to be a work. He's going to manipulate Austin into believing, like, they've been marketing it as real the whole time.
I felt, like, I think it's stupid, but to me it felt like, because they're talking about it on Raw, and he's his Triple H character, and he's in character, he has to, like, he can't say on Raw, I'm going to be talking out of character.
Yeah, but they're even going to, like, they even market it as Triple H talks to Austin. And they're going to say, Austin's going to sit down like, thanks H for sitting down with me. But Triple H is going to talk to him like this. And when Austin has a question, Triple H is going to answer it. As a guy, not as the game.
I know.
It's just confusing the message they're sending.
It's very confusing.
We got Axel versus Ambrose. Axel comes out, he's pulling the whole, I never got eliminated.
I'm glad they acknowledged that.
I'm glad they did, and I know all the smarks loved it too.
Yeah.
Because if you were on Twitter during the Rumble, Axel never got eliminated, it's Maven all over again. Go back and watch the match. Maven got eliminated, you just forgot. Because Undertaker murdered him. But the problem I have with is Axel comes out, who has clearly not very good mic skills, but he's doing his damnedest.
Yeah.
And immediately JBL starts burying him.
Yeah.
He's like, if I wasn't screwed out of the Rumble, I would have run the Rumble. And JBL is talking about, like, get this guy out of here. Yeah, this guy's a joke. Like, all that does nothing but bury him. It's not even funny. Like, he was not being serious. He's just wisecracking. He's JBL.
Right.
All that does is make Axel look like a fucking nothing, which he is, but he doesn't have to be.
Right.
Oy, oy.
Oh, I wrote something down, too. This might go back... I think this is kind of in between.
Whatever, pitch
said something. It was after they were talking about the podcast with Stone Cold. The announce team is talking, like, I think Michael Cole says, what do you think they're gonna, like, what do you think they're gonna talk about? And JBL says something like, well, I bet Triple H or Stone Cold's gonna ask him about signing Sting and how much he regrets that.
Yeah.
It's like
signing him, like, we've established that, and Triple H keeps saying over and over, Sting doesn't belong here. Sting is an outsider. Sting is not a WWE superstar.
Obviously, they actually did sign Sting.
Yeah, but that's
in the fiction,
that's off the books.
In the fiction of it all, he doesn't work. He's breaking and entering. He's trespassing.
Yeah, he's the vigilante. And JBL's like, oh, I bet he regrets offering him $500,000.
Why would he?
Oh. Like, they should have had the cameras on him, and JBL be like, don't you think he fucked up? We got Goldusts. Goldusts is how I wrote it.
Yeah.
Versus the Ascension. I wrote, again, this is why no one watches SmackDown.
Yeah.
We just saw this match on Thursday. So we got the whole thing again. JBL is burying them again. Like, on Royal Rumble, the Ascension beats the Outlaws handily. Like, they look good.
Right.
On SmackDown, they beat former tag team champions, who are not 80 years old, in Golden Stardust.
Right.
And so, like, okay, they're 2-0 against real competition. They face, like, two sets of jobbers. So, overall, 4-0. JBL's like, they couldn't tie their Warriors' boots. I thought that's what beating the Outlaws, and now these guys, again, which would be 3-0 because they beat them on SmackDown,
right.
I thought that's what we were establishing, is they're not a joke. They came in and,
can win.
Yeah, maybe they look goofy. They're wearing red and black. Maybe they say some dumb things, but you better watch out for the Ascension.
Yeah.
Because they're big and they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
JBL, no, these guys, no, they suck. And I wrote down at least Booker T is defending them. Because Booker's like, no, they took on the Outlaws and then they beat these guys on Thursday. And JBL's like, nah. Like, how are we going to move forward with this? It doesn't seem like they're too worried about it.
And I asked you something during this match because it was a tag team match. And we've talked about how there's not many tag teams. There's more now.
Yeah.
Because Cesaro and Kid.
Usos, Kid Cesaro.
The Dusts.
Who are on their way out.
Yeah. The Ascension now.
The Ascension. Mizdow's on their way out. So that's...
The New Day. But that's a three-piece.
Well, they can switch around, so technically I guess you could count them as 5. So we've got 5 tag teams of any consequence.
Yeah. But what I asked was, why aren't there any storylines between tag teams? There's storylines like inner conflict between Miz and Mizdow and the Dust Brothers, but there's no rivalries whatsoever.
I can answer this question for you.
Okay.
The WWE doesn't give a fuck about tag team wrestling.
Well,
that's really the only answer there is.
That's stupid.
It is stupid because tag team wrestling is so fucking good.
It is.
Good tag team wrestling is amazing. But they don't give a shit. They don't give enough of a shit. You know what I mean?
Sad.
And I wouldn't want to take away from NXT, but there's so many good tag teams down there. If they just hot-shotted the entire... and they don't even have to take them out of NXT, but if they put them on Raw, they don't need to be on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Just put them on the main roster. You've got the Vaudevillains. You've got the Lucha Dragons. You've got... The Ascension just came up. Kenta and Devitt, whose names I still can't remember. Their new names. Whatever. There's a whole bunch of great tag teams out on NXT. And fucking Enzo and Cass. Come on.
How can you forget?
My name is Enzo Amore. I fucking love them. Yeah. I love them to bit. I want to kiss them on the lips.
I'm sure they let you.
Cass is 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. So I'd have to stand on a stool to reach him. You can teach that.
Yeah,
it's not that impressive.
Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Whatever.
We went from there. Cena is in the ring cutting a promo.
Yeah.
And it really felt like he was kind of saying what he's thinking a little bit, like, on the inside.
Right, shoot.
Triple H has built this army of superstars at NXT to have a WWE without John Cena. And there was part of it where it's just kind of like, fuck, man, this is how he really feels. Right. And he might not think that, like, Triple H wants me out of here. Like, the real John Cena doesn't think that. But the real John Cena sees, like, the next crop of guys is here.
Yeah.
You know? And he said, like, I'm going to kick, claw, and scratch, and I'm going to be on top. You know, that sent 2 messages to me. First message it sent is, he's like, don't write me off. I'm not in the world title picture right now. But, you know, I'm John Cena. I'm always going to be at the top of the card. The other thing that sent me was a little bit of desperation.
Yeah.
Which they could be planting very subtle seeds for an angle. for the heel turn that we've been waiting for 10 fucking years, but at least 7 years.
Oh,
maybe
that would
not
be
10.
so. That would be. I would love that so much.
Dude, there was shit on the internet that I thought was a great idea. That was like John Cena was the only one who had the power to bring back the Authority.
Yeah.
And it could be like Roman Reigns wins the title from Lesnar. Cena versus Reigns. Reigns beat him. Shocker. Cena versus Reigns 2. Reigns beats him again. Cena can't beat the new guy.
Mm-hmm.
Cena has been replaced. So Cena brings back the Authority and sells his soul to the devil.
Oh!
Didn't happen.
That would be so cool.
Didn't happen. But Cena was great. Cena was great in this promo.
He was.
Amazing.
Yeah, he was really good. I always love when you... excuse me, I almost died. When you can see the parallels of reality in the writing and what's going on.
I agree.
It makes it, better.
From there, we've got Harper and Ryback.
Right.
Ryback is over as fuck.
He is. I'm
super
surprised.
organically.
Like, I'm really surprised.
The Feed Me More chants are there, which you can always argue is like, oh, they're like what people say about the yes thing. Like, oh, Daniel Bryan's not actually over. People just like to say yes because they like to participate.
That's not true.
Feed Me More, Ryback's not over. They like to participate.
Right.
When Ryback is going up on the second rope and he goes, the big guy, everybody laughs.
Yeah.
When he does Feed Me More, everybody gets into it. Ryback is on the ground. He's in fucking Harper's headlock and he's going like this and the fans are chanting along with him. Ryback is over.
Really
he's a
over.
legitimate babyface. And I'm glad
would've
he's
seen
back. A lot of people a couple years ago. And then he kind of like went from up here down to here.
Yeah.
And he came up here and he went down to there. And then he was gone for a while, but he's like right here right now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
good for him.
I was really happy to see that. This was a really good match.
It was good.
Harper, I don't think I've seen Harper have a bad match.
I would agree with that.
I've seen a couple bad Ryback matches.
Yeah.
And dude, Ryback picks Harper up for the suplex. You were getting a drink out of the fridge. And I was like, dude, look at this. And you're fucking going through the fridge. I'm like, check this out. You're still going through the fridge. And then you turn around and you're like, holy shit. I'm like, he's been doing that the whole time you were in the fridge. And then he lets one arm go and does a Feed Me More. Like, that dude is a fucking
He's a monster.
Bison. That dude is a
monster.
Dude, Bison would have been a great name for him if they didn't call him Ryback. Play on the Street Fighter villain. Bison is just a big, bulky animal. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If he ever gets released and goes to Lucha Underground, I take credit. El Bison.
We should sign him.
That was a really good match. If you haven't noticed, I'm not giving these matches stars. I'm over it.
You're over it?
I'll just tell you what I thought of it.
Yeah.
We don't, because I don't, I'm over it. We're speeding through this week. That's how I want to keep it. I want to keep it smooth, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got Cesaro versus Uso.
Yes.
I don't know who the Usos are.
Johnny.
My name is James. I wrote down, this is the only thing I wrote for this match because I can remember most of what I want to say. Naomi looking too good.
Yeah.
God damn. She was looking fine as wine, boy, and I ain't talking about a cheap bottle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The Usos' entrance had my favorite moment all night.
Oh my god. Yeah. Baru
And they
when we say poo, y'all say oh.
ooh,
And then they cut to this guy
when they
who's
do
just like,
ooh. They cut to this guy who like could not be more uninterested.
because the guy next to him, I'll be the guy next to him. When you say ooh, y'all say oh. Ooh. Ooh. He didn't give a shit. If I have my shit together, I'm going to splice it in right here.
This has undoubtedly been the best part. that guy doesn't give a fuck.
And he was sitting
In case you missed it.
He was sitting right behind the announce team.
Oh, man, it was so funny.
And every time they cut to him, he could just like he did not want to be there.
At the end of the show, after Bryan's promo, I'm going to beat Roman Reigns for you guys. They cut
He's
to
standing up
Booker,
and he's
Cole,
just like
and JBL, and he's like, you could tell in his head he was thinking, like he didn't fucking care. I wrote down Mizdow. They were backstage.
Yeah.
They did the whole thing. Miz fired him as a stunt double. I'm going to check this here because we're running out of batteries. Peeking behind the curtain, that's where the audio comes from.
he kind of demoted him.
It's getting kind of low. Well, yeah, he fired him and he
Worst
rehired him
job.
as personal assistant. This was hilarious.
Was hilarious.
Miz was A+.
Mhm.
I don't like the Miz.
But he was excellent.
He doesn't do anything for me.
He's a good promo.
He was great here. Big time. So was Sandow.
And I like the dynamic change.
Yeah, like I said,
It changes
2 weeks.
it up a
I said
little bit.
2 weeks ago. I'm over it.
Yeah.
You know, this gave us something
This-
new.
It's now fresh a
we're
little bit.
progressing in
Yeah.
this angle.
It's obviously gonna end in a breakup, a feud between them.
Obviously, all these guys and girls who are on camera are wearing makeup. It's all put on by makeup ladies. They have people do that. Who let Damien Sandow go in front of the camera looking the way he did? I don't know if everybody caught it, but Damien Sandow's hair is thinning out a little bit, and he had that hair in a can shit sprinkled on his head, and his hairline looked like a fucking marker was on it, and it was kind of dripping. Like, I fucking love Damien Sandow. I don't care if your hair falls out, shave your head.
Shave it,
You
man.
look cool as fuck. Got a sweet beard going, you know what I'm saying? It's just that was a bad look.
This looked really bad.
Someone could have come in and just been like, and just dolled it up a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that was great. We got Cena and Rowan backstage. I wrote down something going on with Cena. Again, he was like, we cut to him and he just looked real sad.
Yeah, you
and his
said
eye is fucked up.
You said like that. You felt like there was something personal going on.
Yeah. Well, he's like, I can barely see. I'm almost broken.
Like, what happened?
I don't know.
What was there a big thing?
Maybe he's a Seahawks fan.
He lost the match against, he lost the title match at the Rumble, but he's used to that.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and he shouldn't, like, Cena should bounce right back after a title, like a loss at a title match, you know.
Ziggler versus Bray.
Yes.
I wrote down great fucking match.
Great match.
Really, really good match. Rivaled on this show. Rivaled on this show only by the main event, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
I think it would have been good for Dolph to come back with like a healthy win, a strong win.
Yeah, I wish
it didn't need to be over Bray. I would like to have Bray have some momentum too.
Sure.
And being that Dolph fucking loses every night, like, if one of these guys was going to lose, I'm glad it was Dolph. Because if the rumors are true, I don't want to say anything for people who avoid internet rumors. But we're going to need Bray to look strong if the rumors are true.
And it seems like they're really trying to push him.
Yeah.
Like, again, like we talked about this on the SmackDown one.
There's a reason for it if the rumors are true.
Well, you can tell me afterwards.
Okay. I think it would have been good for Dolph to come back with a win, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just a talk show host.
Sell on the Sister Abigail,
dude,
was so fucking amazing. It was
when he pulled him over, he didn't even land face first. He did like a full,
like he threw him, and then he was hunched with his head. It was so good.
Always has a great, just like he died.
Yeah.
Paige versus Alicia. The Bellas are orange.
Yeah, they look bad.
Nikki is very obviously going for like a Kim Kardashian look, wearing the tan, stupid thing.
And like her hair pulled back.
Yeah, and she's orange. She looked terrible. Both the Bellas, like, I know they make them tan for TV. That ain't for me.
No, and I love those ladies too. They're very pretty.
Pretty ladies. But,
and
just let them be pretty naturally.
Just let them do their own thing.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? This match was okay. It's nothing special. Don't have dog.
It was forgettable.
Don't have shit to say about it.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't even really feel like. I don't even remember how it ended. Paige reversed something into a pin.
Oh, they spray painted her.
Yeah.
She won, and then
yeah. They NWO'd her.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Which was kind of fun.
Keeping the angle going.
That was kind of cool.
It was all right. We got Miz versus Sin Cara. I wrote down, we didn't need this. Because this match meant nothing. All this match was to show tension between Sandow and Miz. The promo did that.
Yeah.
Raw is 3 hours long.
I was just going to say that.
Take it over, man.
No, I was literally just going to say, well, Raw 3 hours. But, yeah, I know. It's like you said, it was redundant. It was, the actual wrestling was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything special.
Nothing special. You want to do something for me?
Yeah.
Want to start talking about Rusev versus Rowan while I go get something to drink because I got a dry throat? You want something?
No. That was weird.
Don't be looking at my notes, motherfucker.
I'm going to look at them. So Rusev, what happened in this?
They didn't ring the bell.
Oh, right. This was okay.
Rowan was about to get in the ring, and Rusev. You want something?
No, I really don't.
Rusev kneed him in the face.
Right, and then normally when that happens, they just ring the bell immediately because it's like, okay, well, let's start. We got to get it going.
Or at least when they get in the ring.
Right, but I guess the ref was like, oh, it's not fair. This match can't happen because Rusev got an unfair advantage. And so then anything he was doing, the ref was just like, stop doing anything. Don't do nothing. don't do nothing.
So basically, Rusev murders Rowan.
Oh,
the bell never rings. And Michael Cole's like, this is pathetic. To me, that's not the definition of pathetic. Like, what's pathetic about it? That's what I said. And you go, he beat him up. And I go, that's really impressive. He's enormous.
Well,
and then you go, but it's unsportsmanlike. I'm like, that's still not pathetic. It's just like you're a dick.
Well, it can, it's like if you, like if you pick on somebody smaller than you and like you're a bully, somebody like you're pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
But what do I know?
We're blazing through this episode. That's
and then the thing that I wanted to bring up was the flag.
Oh yeah,
the flag got stuck, which I'm pretty sure that was not supposed to happen.
No, they fucked up.
But Rusev and Lana sold it like $1 million.
They did so good with that because like bam, the thing drops and only like a corner of the thing comes out, and if like you know the camera saw it and everyone in the arena is seeing it. So if Rusev and Lana just go like, ugh, and they pretend it didn't happen, it was, in my opinion, great instincts shown from them.
And then he grabs
to be like, God damn it, the fucking thing.
and then he grabs the flag and starts waving it.
He
I love
waves
the way he waves it.
You're gonna knock my fucking head off.
No.
Yeah, dude, he would like that thing's probably like 20 pounds, and he's waving it around like a toothpick. Yeah. Great video package after this match for Rusev.
Oh, yeah, that was
to show how dominant he is. Now, if you really want me to like this Rusev versus Cena match, two things got to happen. Number one, Rusev goes over at Fastlane.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, and I don't think they're going to do this, they made it for the U.S. title, which is awesome. John Cena should be saying, I want that belt.
Yeah.
That belt represents my country, the heritage behind that belt, everything we stand for. I hate that it's been in your dirty Russian hands all this time.
Yeah.
If Cena gets that belt and is proud to have that belt, it's going to do wonders for the prestige of that belt.
Well, Rusev doesn't even talk about having
He doesn't care. That should be his whole thing.
I know.
Like, I have what your country is all about. This is the number one prize in your country, and none of you are good. None of you can even take it from me. What does it say about you pussies? Come on. It writes itself.
So the next is the main event, correct?
No, we got Bryan and Roman backstage in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
This was horrible from Bryan. I was fine with Reigns. Reigns is all pissed off, so he's still being a moody gothic boy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck. You're trying to take my shit. I don't know why he's southern all of a sudden. But Bryan was terrible in this. And I know someone wrote it for him, but spice it up a little. Like... I know you be Roman, I'll be Bryan. I'm gonna. How do you feel about Seth Rollins?
I don't like him. He's a fat dick.
Well, I hope you don't think you're gonna get revenge on Rollins at WWE Fastlane because I'm going to beat him.
Is that a threat?
That's like
little buddy.
It's not anything. I work in a store called Disc Replay. Bryan calling it WWE Fastlane would be like if I called my boss and was like, Joe, I'm not going to be able to make it to Disc Replay's Christmas party. Like, I hope you don't think you're going to face him at WWE Fastlane. Oh, God, it was embarrassing. And, like, that's how I felt about it.
But, again, I love that, like, now these guys are kind of having a rivalry.
And it's face versus face.
Yes,
for now.
I love it.
Roman's going to turn heel.
I think you're right. I think they saw what happened and were like, well, I think it's obvious.
And you can't go wrong with that. Like we said, Brock Lesnar is an F5. Brock Lesnar is a smile away from being the biggest babyface in the company.
Yeah.
Jim Ross was saying that long before I realized it. So it's not like that's an original thought I have. I'm not trying to pass that as my invention. But he was saying it forever, and I was kind of like, maybe he was before, like 12 years ago. Now we got Seth and Bryan.
I want to talk about one thing. This is not have to do with the wrestling show, the WWE. It was a commercial that we saw a few times during the show. It was a Pop-Tarts commercial.
The peanut butter and jelly?
The peanut butter and jelly Pop-Tarts commercial. You got a jar of peanut butter and a jar of jelly. Sentient beings.
Yeah.
They give birth to a Pop-Tart. Now, I can't even begin to explain how a peanut butter jar and a jelly jar give birth to a Pop-Tart. That's, to me, if anything, it would just be like a peanut butter and a jelly jar combined.
Okay.
You know? But anyways, they're at the hospital. The baby Pop-Tart is in the nursery.
Yeah.
And they're looking at their baby, gloating. They're like, oh, our baby's so lovely. Our life is complete.
Yeah.
And then the nurse comes over and she's like, it's feeding time. And the dad's like, no! And the mom like,
goes, damn it.
Oh, darn it. Like, this must have happened to her. They just watched their child, their newborn baby, get devoured in front of their eyes.
Yeah, the mom wasn't
played for comedy. I don't care that it's a Pop-Tart. It was a sentient being, and it had parents that loved it.
That's the world we live in. Ew.
That's how I feel.
From there, we've got Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan in the main event. Winner faces Roman at Fastlane.
Back to
spoilers! Bryan wins.
Don't watch this show if you don't want spoilers.
Yeah, this is a post-show, very clearly. Great fucking match.
Great match.
I think this is probably the first great Raw match of the year. It's February 1st, so it's still early.
Well,
but this
you
match,
said the last match was one of the...
This card had the first two great Raw matches of the year. See how my memory works? I think there was a part where Bryan had Rollins in the yes lock, and Seth was trying to get his feet towards the rope for a rope break.
Big Show was
this is just nitpicking here, but Big Show is right there rooting for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is an asshole, and the Big Show is an asshole. They cheat a lot. So it would have been smart, and the Big Show could totally pull this off, was to reach in and grab Seth's foot and pull both of their entire bodies to the ropes and cause a rope break. And then go, ref, I don't know, man. He's great.
My only thought was the ref was facing Big Show. He was right. Big Show was right in the line of sight of the
There's
ref.
excuses for that. Number one could be the ref was watching them. And
I know.
And Big Show was over here.
You could do it, but
the other one is...
if I'm trying to justify it.
Yeah. I get you. You're playing devil's advocate. The other thing is that shit happens all the time, and the ref just goes, get that shit out of here.
I know.
You know? I wrote down a prediction, and I said, it might be a spoiler, and I don't want to ruin it for you. So I'll show what my prediction was now. Orton returns and helps Bryan win.
We've been predicting Orton's return.
Fat Mama.
That was the.
Here's the thing: is it would have been perfect, because we don't know what Seth Rollins is doing at Fastlane. Maybe he gets worked back into it somehow because the Authority is like, oh, asshole Roman fucked it all up. But it would have been great if Roman doesn't give a shit about Bryan because he's in gothic, you guys are taking my shit away emo mode. Seth and Bryan have a great match. Seth's cronies, Show, J&J, keep pulling shit. And then it's like, Bryan can't beat four guys at once. You know? Like, he's going to lose. And then Orton comes out, beats up all the other jabronis, and either Seth gets the roll-up, or Bryan gets the roll-up, or there's a ref bump, RKO, whatever. That sets up Bryan versus Roman and Orton versus Seth. You know?
Yeah.
This would have been a fucking perfect time to bring Orton back, but they didn't do it. It was a good show. It was one of the better Raws I've seen in a long time. I'm happy to report. It was certainly better than last week. Live from WWE Studios. JBL is cold. So Dan, we're giving away this defining moments Hulk Hogan figure. You know what I'm saying?
How do we win it?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't buy wrestling figures anymore. This is the first one I've bought in years. It was a crushing blow to my heart when I was in my teens and I pulled out my wrestling figures and I was like, I don't feel it anymore. This is upsetting. So now they're all at my dad's
We've all
house.
had that moment.
Yeah.
Except maybe not.
So I went to Toys R Us and I was like, we got a lot of people watching the show. You know what I'm saying? And I found this fucking thing and I was like, that's awesome. You know who would like that? People who watch the show.
Fans.
So we're going to give this fucking thing away. You know where we're going to do it?
How generous.
We're going to give it away on the Raw after Fastlane. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And here's how you enter. You follow me on Twitter, at IDS616. You tweet me something that says Hulk Hogan. Work Hulk Hogan into your tweet somewhere. I don't give a fuck what you say. You could say, Hulk Hogan sits down when he pees. Hulk Hogan wears his dad's dirty socks. Hulk Hogan thinks his sister is cute. I don't give a fuck what you do. You do that, you're entered in. I will pull a name at random. You know what I'm saying? Someone's going to get this fucking figure, and it's really sweet. You know? I'm kind of upset to see it go. But that's what's up, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot one. We forgot our segment.
Wrap it up real quick.
One segment, our last segment of the night. Sign of the night.
Oh, yeah.
I saw 2 of them.
Name them. I don't remember.
One was my dad is a better wrestler than John Cena.
Yeah.
I like that
Quality.
And then one of them, it didn't show up until like one of the last matches. The guy was right in the front, and it said, Devon, get the contract.
Get the contracts. My sign of the night is not a sign. Okay, I'll do a different bit. My sign of the night is Devon, get the contracts.
Yeah.
My match of the night is Rollins and Bryan.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I like the John Cena can't beat my dad at poker.
Yeah, that was good. You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't a sign.
Enter the contest. Follow me on Twitter, at IDS616. Share the show with your friends. We love you, Dan Dans. We gonna see you next week. I would never do that with my left hand.
Oh, you missed
That's
it
a
this
bad
time.
one. Last week I did really good.
Well, today's not last week now, is it? Ooh.
Six, 1, 6.